Special welcome to the players, coaches, and fans supporting the Royals of Rogers High School. We remind all fans of their personal responsibility for good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship is viewed by the Moorhead School District and the Minnesota State High School League as a concrete measure of the understanding and commitment to fair play, ethical behavior, and integrity. Also, all Moorhead Public Schools and its various campuses, including Jim Goda Stadium, are alcohol, drug, and tobacco-free. These items are strictly prohibited. We would like to thank Sanford Health for sports medicine coverage at our home events. High school athletic trainer Tony Hanukkah has been working with our team once again this fall. Thank you, Tony and Sanford. And now, let's meet the sophomores and juniors of your Moorhead squad. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge the seniors in our Spud football program, accompanied by their family members. Number 1, Joshua Baxton. It's with Josh Baxton and Samantha Baxton. His favorite Spud coaching memory: Coach Yanni threw a football at my helmet to pay more attention. Number 2, Jaden Griffin. With Jessica Swan and Lee Griffin. What does it mean to be a Spud? To be a part of something bigger than yourself. Number 3, Rufus Pay. With Marie Pay. Favorite Spud coaching memory: when Coach Canyu had the running backs remember the movies from the 80s. Number 4, Michael Haugo. With Dean Haugo and Jen Haugo. Favorite Spud coaching memory: Coach Stowers and his conditioning drills. Number 5, Dawson Garrett. With Sarah and Trenton Garrett. Favorite Spud coaching memory: Coach Perry always messed up the play call. Number 6, Miles Giddings. Accompanied by Sarah Giddings and Brent Giddings. What does it mean to be a Spud? Always play together. Number 7, Evan Weichert. With Craig Weichert and Wendy Weichert. What does it mean to be a Spud? Being committed to your team. Number 8, Ben Herlichka. With Tom Herlichka and Janelle Julich. What does it mean to be a Spud? To always work hard and put teammates ahead of myself. Number 9, Jaden French. With John Fisher and Leslie Zuniga. Favorite Spud coaching memory: Coach Canyu reminding him to be as good as he can be. Number 10, Abel Carpier. With Mercy Carpier. What does it mean to be a Spud? Win as one. Number 12, Gavin Quaid. With Ryan Quaid and Katie Quaid. Favorite coaching memory: when Coach Stowers got after me my junior year against Brainerd, and it made me a better player ever since. Number 13, Jonah Berneking. With Jody Jenks and Joe Jenks. Favorite Spud coaching memory: post-game speeches after a victorious battle. Number 15, Lorenzo Davis, with Tamika Davis. What does it mean to be a spud? Showing kindness and being a leader. Number 16, Robert Richards, with Shane Richards and Jen Richards. What does it mean to be a spud? To face adversity head on. Number 17, Oliver Judd, with Jonathan Judd and Tammy Fortney. His favorite coaching memory? Simply Coach Eldred. Number 18, Alex Burbaut, with Lisa Burbaut and Ryan Clark. What does it mean to be a spud? Someone who never gives up and always gives 101%. Number 20, Max Stenjum, accompanied by Eric and Jenny Stenjum. Favorite spud coaching memory? Coach Anderson telling me to get a snot bubbler of a hit every game. Number 21, Jack Tompkins, accompanied by Matt Tompkins and Amanda Tompkins. What does it mean to be a spud? Put others before yourself. Number 22, Xavier Thomas, accompanied by Ashley Thomas, Jason Thomas. What is your best football memory? Pinning the ball down at the 1-yard line. Number 26, Carson Wentz, accompanied by Josh and Robin Wentz and Jennifer Wentz. What does it mean to be a spud? Give everything 100% of your effort. Number 40, Victor Urabazo, with Esmeraldo Urabazo and Victor Urabazo. What does it mean to be a spud? Play for the name on your jersey. Number 48, Landon McDougall, with Sebastian McDougall, Tracy McDougall. What is your favorite saying? He said, ball security is job security. Number 49, Caden Brown, accompanied by Shelley Brown and the late Dave Stoliker. Favorite spud coaching memory? Coach Craig playing quarterback in practice and always missing his targets. Number 52, Aiden Hayes, with Jennifer Hayes and David Hayes. What does it mean to be a spud? To push yourself to be better every day. Number 51, Dakota Blade, with Tony Blade. Favorite football saying? Give it your best every play. Number 53, Jace Patel, from Donnie and Bonnie Patel and April Gordon. What does it mean to be a spud? Leave 100% on the field and leave no doubt. Number 54, Christian Larson, accompanied by Jamie Larson and Krista Hagan. Favorite spud coach of memory? Talking about NDSU football with Coach Schuler. Number 74. Excuse me, let's see. 55, sorry about that. Let's see for listening. Number 55, Austin Braun, accompanied by Lori Braun. What does it mean to be a spud? Work your tail off all year. Number 67, Micah Kozak, accompanied by Esther St. John and Terry Dixon. What is your spud meaning? Being a leader on the field and in the classroom. Number 69, Jaden Larson, accompanied by Kim Larson and Cody Behar. What does it mean to be a spud? To be great. Number 74, Elanius Davis, accompanied by Susan Smith. Favorite football memory, winning the state title in 2020. Number 75, Austin Schultz, accompanied by Ashley Schultz and Jackie Schultz. What's favorite football memory? Beating Bemidji on their own field. Number 79, Rylan Brayton, accompanied by Dean Brayton, Becky Brayton. What does it mean to be a spud? Staying together through tough times and celebrating our victory. Number 83, Spike Selu, accompanied by Maya. What does it mean to be a spud? To stay disciplined. Number 87, Caleb Lai, accompanied by Gabriel Barbley. What does it mean to be a spud? To give your blood, sweat, and tears to something. Number 95, Amedi, accompanied by Suzanne and Rubad. What does it mean to be a spud? To work hard and have fun. Number 98, Ellie Feeney, accompanied by Kevin Feeney and Jamie Feeney. Favorite football memory, Coach Boomer dancing after a win and everybody falling. And number 99, A.B. Jala, accompanied by Ron Otto and company. Favorite football memory, being part of a great football family. Gentlemen, the seniors of Moorhead High School football team. At this time, please welcome, from Rogers, the Royals. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise. Raising our flag tonight is Hopkins Elementary School. Hopkins is led by Principal Linnell Giddings and Assistant Principal Amanda Mix. Our national anthem is being played tonight by the Moorhead High School Pep Band under the tutelage of Mrs. Pam Redlinger. We ask that all in attendance tonight support the decision of our contest officials. Officials working tonight. Number 4, Michael Hago. At quarterback, senior captain, number 12, Gavin Quaid. A senior running back, number 26, Carson Witt. At wide receiver and on the defense, number 33, Owen Dielton. On the line, a senior, number 40, Victor Urabazu. Also on the line, a junior, number 44, David Carlson. On the line, a senior, number 54, Christian Larson. On the line, number 57, Ashton Speaker. On the line, a 6-foot senior, number 67, Micah Kozak. And on the line, number number 75, the captain, Austin Shaw. And on the line, number 76, Jake Erdman. And the rest of your Moorhead Spuds. Head coach, Kevin Beatty. Kicking off for the Royals, number 80, Peyton Hano. And deep for the Spuds, Hago and Wentz. I'll go on the return wrapped up by number 31, William.
31, Will Galley came down there and put the wood right away on Hugo. So great way to start the game for the Rogers team. Now Moorhead's coming out, and I'm sure they're going to do what they've normally done, spread the field, and hit those short passes. And as we seen in the last game, they can over the top if they need to. So right away we got troops to the way she went.
Went the ball carrier.
Great, that's exactly what you want to do out of that. You have them spread out.
Tackled by Gordon.
He just broke it to the left. Great blocking up front on the left side.
You might want to backtrack, Ron. Oh, you're fine. I only paid $6 for the seat.
Queen's pass with Gerards is incomplete, defended by Jackson. Third down.
Royals are coming out. Two down linemen, dropping what it looks like. Linebackers in the zones and one free safety, so it looks sort of like zone coverage. But I was told I'll bring man and take chances, so we'll be surprised to see what's coming.
Gordon on a play. Went with a double effort, moves the chains. That's a Moorhead spot.
Actually did a pretty good job of Wentz did a great job.
Went the ball carrier, wrapped up by Gordon.
Did a good job. Jackson set the edge on the outside when Wentz gets to the outside. He did have a chance to get there, but he took him down for no gain. Second down, just glad last time as we took a look at Rogers' defense, no help over the top, so Algo was sitting there, and I'm sure he's probably going, hey, let me have it over the top, so don't be surprised you're seeing the same thing again. No help over the top, spread out and cover.
Wade's pass is caught by Michael Hogo.
We're talking about we take chances and
Vilasek on the play. Flag on the play.
oh, we got a hold.
Flag on a play, holding Spud.
That's a 50, when you really think about it, that's a 50-yard penalty. Because they had the ball inside the 30-yard line, now they're inside the 30-yard line. So, tough break. They'll come back like the field goal guys.
Wade's pass to Hogo ruled incomplete. Third down.
Absolutely. Gilmore came with the pressure. We kind of heard about him through some of their coaching staff, but he's a good player. He put on coming up the middle. Just do that with one more second. I think we'd had a big play.
Flag on the play, delay of game, Moorhead.
Right now, as I took a look at Rogers on the defense, you can see there's a free safety sitting about 20 yards off. So we're not going to let anybody go over the top. So we're looking at a quick screen on here, drop play.
Wade's pass to field just knocked down by Kala. Fourth down.
I was surprised they did that, but they could have played it over the top. Even with deep help, they still just out on the pitch. Last year when they played up in Rogers ran a punt. They've been schooling on making sure they stay in their lane. So this
There we go.
Thomas's punt returned by Gordon. The flag on the play.
Big one.
Flag on the play, personal foul running into the kicker. Gives the ball back to the Spud. First down, Moorhead.
Just had a change of possession on a penalty against Moorhead. Now we got the
break early on for roughing and running into the kicker. And the Spuds so far have shown an air game, a long air game.
Yeah, they have, and they ran the ball the first two times, got good yards through it, and then they got all those penalties, and you almost,
a little inside play, stacked up.
Went the
pretty
ball
well by,
carrier, wrapped up by Montano.
Number 73, Dickerson made a nice play there. He stood there and
Sway's pass to Filgis is incomplete, defended by Kala.
Field just ran, what they did is Hobo ran a go route to clear it off, and they ran zone with Bilgus first look and inside running back to second look. Just unusual they did. You know, I think what you're going to see a lot of is when it comes to line of scrimmage, take a look at the deep safety. You know, look at it. Last time they did that either. They do have a safety.
Timeouts on the field, Moorhead.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Moorhead timeout. They go to the air once again, and this
Fields
time the
is-
pass is caught. Owen Fields across midfield, across the 45, and down at the 43-yard line. And the pass complete to Fields picks up a first down.
Nice job by Gavin. I tell you what, Larry, they brought a blitz that time. He stepped up into the inside of that blitz, and Owen was running a crossing route and hit him right on the numbers for a big first down. Another nice drive, Thiel. Timeout, got a big play.
Well, Rogers is in the game tonight with 4 wins and 3 losses. Spuds have 3 wins and 4 losses as they try to posture themselves for the upcoming playoff schedule. As the Spuds now across midfield, as they advance it right to left, there's been no scoring. Moorhead's the only offensive team so far. They take a run off the right side. Ben Erliska tried to power it across. It could have been Carson Wendt as they played a little bit of smash mouth football in there. And with that gain, a short gain, Carson Wendt picked up about a yard.
Yeah, they tried to run that little deal where they faked the quick sweep to Michael when he went in motion again and ran that little delayed draw. And again, their front 4 is doing a nice job of getting pushback on the Spuds offensive line, and there's no cutback lane for him at all.
Rolling on, Michael Haugo, the receiver, will set up. He's in the backfield right now as one of the protectors, and formation strong right, strong near left side. Now Haugo lines up in the slot to the far right, waiting for the snap. Here's Gavin Quaid. A quick release out on the near side. He's got his man open, and the catch is made at the 35-yard line as Owen Sealgis comes up with the catch. And so far, it's either been Haugo or Sealgis, the intended receivers.
Yeah, and that time he just ran an out, Larry, and again, they brought the blitz. The Spuds did a great job of picking up the blitz, gave him plenty of time, and he hit him for a nice change, make it 3rd and short, nice pickup.
So the chains have been set down, and it is 3rd down, still needing a couple of yards. Line to gain the 33-yard line. Moorhead breaks their huddle. Dawson Jarrett goes wide out, far right side. Flanker and receiver to the near side, including Haugo. Here's the snap back and a screen pass up. It's Haugo. He's got the pick, he's got the clean, he's got the first down. perfectly executed. Little screen pass, and it's first down at the 30-yard line.
And that was close to getting broken. He had 4 guys in front of him and ran that little mid-screen where he came from the right side, came underneath everybody. The one defensive lineman didn't get a good rush, turned around and made the tackle. Otherwise, it was off to the races for Michael.
And with that in play, the Spuds, a quick visit at the near sideline before Jared's heads back into the huddle, and he'll head out to the far right side. In the backfield, quarterback Gavin Quaid. Man in motion, Michael Haugo. He lines up now on the far right side as they draw back to the near side, looking for some room, picking his way along and getting a nice gain. Herlisko putting it down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, went back to the wham play that time where Big 44 comes inside on linebacker. He sealed him off. He waited, and then found a nice little cutback lane to pick up about 7. And then nice line surge.
Spuds have put together a drive that was seemingly stopped on 4th down and 20-35, only to see a roughing the kicker penalty give the Spuds new life, and they have capitalized on that with mixing their plays and running into the 25-yard line. To the near side, looking for the edge and then cutting back again. Herliska inside the 20, inside the red zone and down at the 19-yard line.
Nice read by Ben Herliska. They ran the power to their left side that time. Guard came around and ended up picking the linebacker inside, so he cut back inside him, got a nice first down out of it.
From the 20-yard line, they say the knee went down right at the 20-yard line. This play underway with 5:14 remaining. In the opening quarter, the Spuds basically still on the opening drive after accepting the kickoff from the Rogers Royals. Wide receiver, far side. Wide receiver, 3 to the near left side, including Javid Carlson. And now Haugo goes in motion, back to pass, looking near side, and it is tipped away, incomplete. Owen Thielges, the intended receiver at the sideline, had it knocked away.
Yeah, I tried to run it was kind of like a quick out or a 5-yard out that time. The corner actually slipped, and by doing so, when he regained his footing, Larry, he actually knocked that ball down. Otherwise, he was way out of position, and he just did a nice job of getting his hand on the ball.
Matthew Sarala, the defender, on the play. And so the clock will start up now with 4:51 remaining. Wide to the far right side. Jared's and Thielges. Wide receiver near side, Haugo. Quaid taking a long look at the line before making the play call, and he switches things up. Lines up now, they got 2 men in motion. First of all, the running back, and then, or did the timeout get called? It was a little bit of confusion waiting for the play to get underway.
Just a bit.
And so with that, 4:51 remaining in the first quarter, it's Moorhead nothing and Rogers nothing. Thank you. Coming in out of the timeout. The Spuds keep it on the ground. Come near side. Herliska tried to muscle his way around the edge and got upended and put down at about the 17-yard line. So a short gain there.
I missed it.
And so with that, the Chains have spotted now at a 3rd down situation for the Spuds as they take a look in about midway through, past the midway part of this first quarter. And the Rogers Royals defense setting in and waiting as the Spud offense takes its time getting onto the field. Here comes the play in. Jared's, and he'll line up in the backfield. Twins receivers far side, single receiver near side. After that, the roll to the far side, and Gavin Quaid throws it down low and away, and it skips away incomplete.
That's too bad. He had him open, and he's throwing on Rundler, and it's tough to get your footing, I think, sometimes, and he just threw that low, but Moorhead's also going to get a penalty here too, I think.
Holding is the preliminary indication, and that'll take away the field position for a bit that the Spuds had established now right at the 20-yard line, and it'll be a third down situation forthcoming as they waiting now for the official indication from and now they're moving the ball, moving the teams, and it'll spot it down at about the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it was holding.
Holding the penalty, line to gain inside the 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31. So, do the math. We've got 20 yards needed to keep this drive going on third down. In motion, waiting, setting, Quaid now looking. As he takes the snap, the rush is on from behind. He throws out to the near side. He's got his man.
Nice.
Touchdown! Owen Thiel just is right there. And the Spuds keep going deep. And the completion is good for 6.
Nice job. And again, they brought 2 blitzers that time, Larry, and they kept everybody in to pick it up. He had great time, threw it out, and the only person who was going to catch that was Owen, and he threw it outside shoulder, and he made a nice running catch and found the end zone.
From what we are seeing, we must assume that the Spuds have found something in their game film watching that indicates they can throw deep. And here is Ellie Feeney for the point after. It is bobbled a bit, put up in place, and a kick is good. And the Spuds crack off a touchdown run, pass, mix, and score 6. With 3:56 to go. Here in the first quarter of play, it's Moorhead 7 and Rogers nothing.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
As we get ready for play, the Spuds kicking it off to the near side, gathered in at the 15. Here's a run out to the 20, and the Spuds special teams down there to make the play. Nice open field tackle after the return by Dylan Jackson was moved to the outside. Dylan Jackson on the return. Stop made, first down Rogers.
Nice high kick, Larry, and gave their bullets time to get down. And I tell you what, that was almost my first slobber knocker of the year. He put a nice form tackle on there.
So the Rogers Royals get their first possession as Reese Dawson, good-sized quarterback, stands in at about 6'3" and 225. And movement and motion along that front line. Now, was he drawn off? It would cost the Rogers Royals 5 yards, and that's the way it's going. False start is the call. The Spuds were anxious to get into that encroachment area, and they were drawn there. So a 5-yard penalty leaves first and 15.
Not a very good start for Rogers, and they're pretty high-powered on offense. It'll be interesting to watch. They've got a good back, and they've got a really good receiver, and that quarterback can throw the ball.
Rogers taking a look, man in motion to the near side. Spuds line up one-on-one. Here's the play, back to the near side.
Nice.
And again, the Spuds follow the play down the line and make the stop. As we take a look, it was Ben Herliska and make the play, and he is double duty. He plays a lot of football in the course of a night.
Yep, he plays a lot of running back. He plays a lot of inside linebacker, and that time they tried to run the outside zone. Moorhead did a great job at stretching out, and he just, from his linebacker spot, went A gap, B gap, C gap, made the tackle for a short gain, for a loss.
For a loss of 3 yards, and it's second down and 13. They must reach the 40-yard line to keep this drive alive. And out of the huddle, they go wide left side. Twins near side for Reese Dawson. As the Spuds again anxious to get this play underway, waiting. Here's the snap and the turn, and it's blocked away, but he escapes, and it comes to the near side, still scrambling along the sideline before finally running out of room and being forced out. Anthony Powell had a nice gain. He kept his balance and kept his ball in play to pick up a first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, he just bounced that outside. It was an inside zone. He bounced outside. Moorhead had 3 attempts at him right at the line of scrimmage, and he runs with a lot of strength and also knows how to tightrope down the sideline.
He knows where the out-of-bounds marker is, and so it's first down for the Royals, just short of midfield. 3 receivers on the far side of the field, including 2 wideouts and a flanker, who becomes a tight end now for the blocking, and they'll run it right up the middle. Spinning, twisting, and once again it's Powell. Boy, he's a tough one to bring down. He keeps on churning and goes down finally at the 31-yard line, and that is a 20-yard gain for Anthony Powell.
You know, he runs real low and like a ball, and when he comes through, he bounces off people, and his feet don't stop at all on contact. And then you get the defensive back come up trying to tackle him with their shoulder. They got to wrap him up and get him to the ground.
And so with that, the Royals are putting their game on the line, trailing 7-0 with 3:14 remaining. First quarter play here at Jim Goda Stadium. Back to pass. Here's a quick toss and a screen to the far side. Catch made, run made, first down made, and on it goes inside to the 15-yard line.
Yep, just out in the flat to their big tight end that time, and Moore did a nice job of switching off, and the corner came up to make tackle, and he is a big guy, and he had his knees high, and people bounced off, and he picked up an extra 10.
And so with that, the drive continues in a big way for the Rogers Royals as they trail 7-0, but threatening here with the ball just outside the 16-yard line. As they break huddle, Reese Dawson sends a receiver to the near right side, and he looks in on no coverage, and then the Spuds come in, and they go one-on-one there. To the far side and short side of the field. They pursue it down the line to make the stop. A short gain by the Royals.
Yep, just running the outside zone again. They're out, their zone blocking to the outside, and he just follows and scrapes out. And that time, nice job by the secondary coming up and making the first hit, and then Herlishka coming in and finishing him off.
As they line it up, a late play coming in from the far side. Royals have made their way upfield on the ground. Spuds mixed up the pass and the run to get their score on the board. As both teams playing for good position heading in to the playoffs here. We got a late flag following the play in. We would expect it to be a holding situation.
Yeah, they just ran a kind of almost like a draw play that time where they faked the sprint out to the left and ran the draw back to the right. Doing a pretty good job. One of the Spuds had gotten penetration, make the tackle, and the offensive line came back and just tackled him.
And that'll cost for holding. I'm expecting it to be a 10-yard mark off, and it is.
Yeah, from the spot, so it's going to be a little bit farther than where the line of scrimmage was.
Put it back at the 21-yard line. Now they can pick up a first down clearly without scoring, so the line to gain is in the vicinity of the 6-yard line. As the Royals take the snap, handoff left side, Powell, he slides in quickly. Boy, he's a nice-looking runner, gets some nice gain, and goes to the sideline and out of bounds.
Now, outside zone again, only they do it a little bit different. They actually pulled the backside guard at the same time to pick up an extra blocker, and they're doing a nice job of getting some pushing outside, and he picked up big yards there.
As they mark it down, it was a 5-yard pickup, so it's 3rd down and 7. 3rd down and about 7. Apparently the knee went down before he completed his play, and it's right there at the 12-yard line. For the Royals, time is running short here in the opening quarter with 1:13 remaining. And the snap back, and Dawson hands off left side Anthony Powell, and he just slips away and slips off tackles and would-be tackles. Looks like he's picked up a first down.
Yep, you know, and that's kind of what you're watching here. If anybody watched Elk River, they kind of run the same thing where they combo block and get people outside, and if they get anybody hooked with that outside zone, he's got a running room, and he's dangerous.
So the threat continues for the Royals with less than a minute to go in the opening quarter. Reese Dawson takes a look, realigns his team, hands it off, and there's only one man to go to. It's Anthony Powell, and he's 6 yards and in.
Yeah, that was just a straight ahead inside zone. They got good pushback by the time Ben Hurlisker came up to make contact. The guy was already in the end zone. That was just a nice line surge by Rogers.
From what I've seen on this drive, Rogers is going to end up with a lot of numbers alongside Anthony Powell's name.
Yep, and they were really happy to get him back. They lost him for about 4 games due to an injury, and now you can see why they've won 3 in a row.
Lining up for the point after. The snap is back, the approach, the kick is on its way up, and the kick is good, and we're all tied up. With 55 seconds to go in the opening quarter, it's Moorhead 7, Rogers 7.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss Snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
So we're tied at 7, and here's the Royals kickoff. Short kickoff gathered in, and here's the return from the 10, the 15, and then down in a hurry. No place else to go. It looked like he had a pretty good run upfield, but with that tackle, the stop is made at the 21, and it's first down for the Spuds.
Yeah, they kicked it to Carson Wentz that time, and he did a nice job of catching that ball on the run, and by the time he got up to the 20, they were trying to set up a middle wall. It didn't work very well. Nice job of special teams by Rogers.
First down, Moorhead. They were faced with a 4th and 25 or 1st and 35 situation on their first drive, only to see on their punt attempt a running into the kicker, roughing the kicker, and it turned into a first down. Eventually it turned into a touchdown that gave the Spuds the early lead. And now with the game tied at 7, their second possession. Here's the turn and the handoff, and Carson Wentz bounces his way around, and he bounced his way right into a tackle. An arm held and throw him down tackle.
Yeah, tried to run the run the bounce play to their left side. He saw an opening and back, and their backside backer did a nice job of getting off the block and coming and stopping him for maybe a yard gain, but that was a nice job by their linebacker.
And so with that play, the Spuds face second down at 8. Went again moving well to the line and then being caught, wrapped up, and held short on just a 2-yard pickup. Long. They're going to let the clock run down here, and that play that we just saw was the last play then of the first quarter, as the Royals now recognize that the Spuds are walking off the field, and we have played 1 quarter here at Jim Goda Stadium. As the teams head off, we'll switch ends of the field. It's Moorhead 7 and Rogers 7.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
Well, back at Jim Goda Stadium, the first play starting the second quarter has resulted in a not controversy necessarily, but certainly a conversation explaining what has just happened. And it all starts back at about the 15-yard line, and the march forward right now has the ball down near the 27. And I suspect that there was a holding situation or something like that, and still not clear as to why or how things are being marked off.
All right, they called in. They called interference, but it was not. The ball was intercepted, but they had an interference call away from the play, which made it only a 10-yard penalty. So Moorhead's got 2nd and 6.
Near interception turnover again has evaded the Spuds as they go to throw, and it's out, and they'll try it again, and again it's nearly picked off. This time it is picked off. Michael Haugo, the intended receiver, and it came to the near side, and the pass complete to Dylan Jackson, and it is a first down. Dylan Jackson doubling up on both sides of the line of scrimmage for Rogers, gives the ball back on the Moorhead turnover.
That's too bad. And what they did is they put Michael Haugo in motion that time, Larry, and when he came in motion, he ran like he was going to run a goal and then ran the out. And the corner did a great job that time of staying in his hip pocket. Ball was a little bit underthrown, and he stepped in front of Michael and took the ball away from him. That was just a great play by their corner.
So the Royals, and they're just a moment ago tying the game, now nearly give it back as he chased it down right as it bobbled out of his hands and incomplete to the turf. And from there, the recovery rain battle nearly had it picked up, but the quarterback, Reese Dawson, was there. He stomped down on top of it, losing some yardage, and it's 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, the snap was good. He just kind of stepped forward as the ball was coming, and he mishandled it, and fortunately for him, it landed at his feet.
3 receivers on the near left side now for Dawson. Take a look at the line, a quick look at the sideline before taking the play. And the run it goes. Oh my, he's on his way to a big, big evening.
Oh, wow.
Anthony Powell just would not go down. He was all but tackled at the 20, and he ends up at the 12-yard line, adding another 8 after contact. And it's a first down play now for the Royals.
Yep, and they basically got just inside zone. Rogers got to the 2nd level right away with both their guards on the linebackers. He didn't get touched until he was in the secondary, Larry. And I'll tell you what, when he's got momentum up, those secondary guys got to wrap him up hard. They're trying to shoulder tackle him. They got to wrap him.
Not only does he run hard, but he's quick and fast, and it'll be Anthony Powell once again.
Wow.
He just absolutely will not be denied. He has scored twice. He has scored twice now for the Royals as Rogers takes the lead here early in the second quarter.
Wow, that was a short 29-yard drive after the interception, and that time they lined up. Hadn't seen that power eye that time, and ran the smash play where both backs lead up, and he just broke tackles and got in the end zone.
He's as strong a runner as the Spuds have faced this year, regardless of competition.
He reminds me of somebody.
You put my mind to work here. Chase Morlock.
Nope.
Okay. Here's the play up, and the extra point try
Otis
is good. And so with that, 10:33 now showing first half. It is Rogers 14 and Moorhead 7.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in Casasa rewards.
Trailing 14-7, the Spuds take the kickoff at the 7 and bring it upfield. And up
Nice
in it in a
tackle.
hurry. Nice open field tackle on Michael Haugo as he tried to escape and turn the corner and head upfield, but he was undercut. Play brought down, and it's first down Spuds as they trail it now by 7.
Yep, nice high kick again, and nice job by their 19, Tanner Carlson. He got off the block, and Michael made a nice move on him, and he just stuck his leg out and he did that trip type thing, and otherwise Michael might have done pretty well, but that's a nice open field tackle.
Rogers taking advantage of a Moorhead turnover, a pass interception. 3 plays later in the end zone with Anthony Powell. And the Royals now lead at 14-7 as the Spuds try to move the ball out of the deep end of their own field at the 23. Here's the play. Off to the far side, man in motion, they'll put it on the ground. Not much going there, the play is stopped. And as we take a look, they've got a player at that front line that stands 6'4", and he's just shy of 300 pounds.
And he's hard to move, and that's the reason that play didn't go very well. They tried to run the wham play to the left, and he just got a good, nice jog-on piece of Moorhead's guard that time, Larry, and pushed him backwards, and there's no place to cut when that happens.
After a short gain of 1, it is second down and 9. Haugo goes wide, far side. Flanker on the near side adjusting. And the handoff goes to the open side of the field. Not much room for a moment, but then a quick step forward. Picks up some positive yardage. Not a big gain. And down at the 28-yard line. And Carson Went ends up with a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, at that time they tried to run the power or sweep, either one to the left side, tried to get outside. They had great job of chasing the play, and he tried to cut back. And again, their backside linebackers do a nice job of flowing across and stopping that cutback.
Big play for the Spuds here early in the second quarter. Trailing by 7, facing third down and about 6.5. Man in motion sets up now to the far side and looks, waiting. Here's Quaid going deep. And it is overthrown. He had his man open at the far sideline, and Michael Haugo was about 2 steps behind the play as it was overthrown. And with that, fourth down comes now for the Spuds, and they'll have to punt away.
That's too bad. Michael had a step on him, and when Michael has a step, that's a nice advantage, and he just threw the ball upfield. He still needs to throw that ball outside shoulder a little more instead of leading him so far downfield. Give him a better chance to get a hold of one.
So it'll be the punt return set up now for the Royals, as Moorhead's punter will stand near the 12-yard line. Line of scrimmage to 26. Snap is right there. Running off to the side. Now will run himself, and as the first down. Still on his feet. Still looking for room. Upended and brought down. I think that was Xavier Thomas on the return.
Yep.
He took a long look. He was running sideways like a rugby-style kicker, and then decided, with all that open space out there, let's take a chance. And it's first down.
And I don't think that was planned. I think he looked. They didn't bring anybody hard on the right side, and he happened to look up. They brought a rusher from their right, the left side of their line, peeled back to set up in their punt return, and he saw that and said, well, heck, I might as well run. And Coach Feeney went, that's a nice job.
Let's put that in the playbook.
Yeah, we've got to remember that one.
It's first down now at the 45-yard line. Spuds approaching midfield after the big play on a fake punt. Back on the ground. Not much room for Carson Went. And he's ankle tackled, hangs on, and goes down. No gain right at the 45-yard line. It'll bring up second down. Again,
trying to run that inside zone a little bit, or wham, and they've got a guy, Palmer Willigali, 6', 185, playing linebacker, and he just did a good job of getting underneath the left guard's block and stopping him for no gain. That's again, nice play by Rogers defense.
Dawson Jareds has checked in. He'll come wide to the near side. Haugo goes wide to the far left. They line up and switch their tight ends. Here, the snap back and the play out to the far side. It's there, it's caught. And it is Michael Haugo with the catch at the 45, down to the 40, and touching down at the 31-yard line. It is first down, Moorhead.
I tell you, Moorhead went to 2 backs in the backfield that time, Larry, and that brought both safeties inside and not very deep, trying to stop the run. And they just ran a quick post that time, and the timing was perfect. Perfect pass, nice job by Michael, and then breaking the tackle and getting big yards.
So the Spuds drive continues. It began after the kickoff by the Royals down near the 20-yard line, and now they have advanced it upfield. And every continuation of a drive has been a result of something peculiar.
Yeah.
Here's the run.
There we go.
Straight smash mouth type football. And from that, Ben Herlischka picks up about 5 yards.
Yep. Ran the wham play to the right side that time. Actually to the left side. Ben bent that back behind the center, Larry, to pick up 5 yards. But nice read by him. He's getting it up inside there. Saw that the center had pushed his guy across the hole, and he cut back behind him. That was a nice read.
Let's mark it as a 4-yard pickup for the Spuds. Needing 6 now. Line to gain is the 28. As the Spuds break out of their huddle, Haugo wide far side, wide receivers near right. Back on the ground it goes, and the Royals' rush defense is pretty salty. They are right there to gang tackle and put the play down.
Yep, again tried to run the wham play to the left, and there was just not a lot of running room. And now Moorhead's going into a hurry-up offense, Larry.
Wyatt Bell was in on that last stop. And the Spuds face now 3rd down. Back to pass, being chased, and throws it off to the far side. That's going to cost. That may be ruled in a lateral. It looked from here like it was a forward pass, but the official was right there and had a better shot, a better angle on it. And regardless of all of that, it could have been intentional grounding.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, I don't see a flag, but I think they're discussing whether, like you said, whether that was a lateral. It went out of bounds, so it'll still be Moorhead's ball, but it'll be fourth and long if it happens. So they're discussing it.
So after the short discussion with the officials and the referee now over to explain what has been talked about.
He kind of got spun.
Yep.
When he was throwing.
Well, it looks from here like they're going to just rule it as an incomplete pass.
Nope, they're going to move it back. They moved it back, Larry. It's going to be 4th and 12.
So they've spotted it at the 40-yard line. That's where the ball ended up being thrown out of play. And before play continues, Moorhead takes a timeout. Be surprised to see what they have in store. We'll know when we return with 6:15 to go in the first half of play. Rogers 14, Moorhead 7. You're in a crucial situation coming in out of a Moorhead timeout. Right now it's 4th and 13. Back to pass and looking to the end zone. Here's Haugo waiting. The catch is made. Touchdown. Once again, the magic man, Kevin Feeney, finds a way to pull a rabbit out of the hat. It's Moorhead for 6.
And I'll tell you what a nice move by Michael Haugo, Larry. He ran a little stutter and go. The corner bit on it. He didn't do a stutter until he had enough for the first down. And then the quarterback did a great job. He threw the ball outside that time where he was, threw it over his shoulder, and then he's so big when he tried to tackle him, and he just broke the tackle. And what a great play and a nice catch and a nice throw.
On senior night, the two seniors combined for a touchdown that could bring the game even. Ellie Feeney, another senior, is lining up her point after try with steps backward and off to the side. And the snap now is, whoops, There we'll go. That'll take it half the distance. Now the right side defensive end was in the encroachment zone, and that'll cost, if they decide, well, they had no play because the whistle stopped in time. So move it to the 1.5-yard line. Now, do you go for 2? You line it up for 1.
Well, let's see. Kevin's going to think about it.
The wily veteran has got the official over, knowing full well what his plan is.
Yeah.
They're going to say now that the encroachment zone against the Rogers team will mark it half the distance to the goal line, which puts the ball down at the 1.5-yard line. And Ellie Feeney right now appears to stay on for the point after, and a conversion here would tie things up.
I'm thinking he's saying it's a little too early to go for 2. Let's
Here's
keep it
the
tied.
snap back and the approach, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. We are all tied up with 6:08 to go in the first half. Moorhead 14, Rogers 14. So the Spuds come roaring back and tie this football game at 14. Here's Ellie Feeney, and she goes for the onside attempt, and a big rush
They
of
got it.
and the Spuds have recovered. Ellie Feeney is not going to kick very deep, not going to kick it very far, and she nubbed it. It got past the 10-yard mark. It bobbled for just a moment. Spuds there to recover and catch another break.
And there's a little learning thing there for Rogers. You never have your front people move backwards until the ball is kicked. They all moved back. The one guy came up and tried to make it, and when the ball took that perfect hop and somebody just hit him hard as heck, and the other Spud came in, there was such a mass humanity. We don't know who it was, but it was a great kick and a nice job of recovering it. Nice.
You got to think that Rogers was not anywhere near thinking that there would be such a thing as an onside attempt at this point in the game.
Yep.
But the Spuds were, and they did, and they've got the football. Inside midfield at the Rogers 48. Here's the turn and the handoff. Looking for Saroon Merlishka. Wants to turn the corner. He got near the 8-yard pickup mark at the 40-yard line before being brought down, and it's second down.
Nice patience by him. Again, running the way and play the left. Javid Carlson got inside on the linebacker. They actually turned the defensive end inside. He bounced it outside for big yards, and their safety had to come make the tackle. That was nice patience and a nice read.
2-yard gain brings up second down and 8. And so, again, we see the mixing up of the offenses for the Spuds on whether to run, whether to pass, or whether to do both. Then you throw in a little onside kick on top of it all, and it's first down Spuds.
Yeah, and it's actually second two. It was an 8-yard gain, Larry.
Second down. Back to pass and looking deep. It's up in the air. It is up for grabs, and then is intercepted. No, it is knocked away. Michael Halgo, the intended receiver, with great coverage by Rogers. He was right with him, stride for stride, hip to hip, and knocked the ball away.
Nice job of Michael Halgo having long arms, Larry. He was able to reach in and knock that ball out of there. Otherwise, it would have been picked. And again, got to throw the ball outside. He's trying to throw it too far upfield, but nice coverage by their corner.
And it goes back to a third down situation with 2 yards needed. Line to gain the Rogers 38. No doubt Spuds are in 4-down territory.
They might be all might.
Very likely. And
there
there's
we go.
5 yards and a first down.
Yep.
As again the Royals are a little bit too anxious, a little bit over anxious at times. Get their play run, and this time will cost 5 yards. It didn't need 5 yards to move the chains. Spuds will be glad to accept that penalty and mark it down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, it's too bad that Vilasic, their outside defensive end that time, Moorhead, or I'm sorry, he's actually playing linebacker, and he stepped across when they went down into their stance, and I don't know if he gave him a hard count, but he wasn't paying attention to the hand in front of him.
Wide receiver left, wide receiver near right side. Gavin Quaid and the Spuds. Game tied at 14 midway through the second quarter. A long count at the line, and here's the handoff.
Nice.
Again, a nice offensive surge. The offensive linemen doing their job, and the Spuds follow the play up as Ben Herliska puts it down at the 32-yard line, so a 6-yard gain, and it looks like they're going to make it about still 6 yards needed.
Yep.
Still 6 yards needed.
Yep. And again, that time they ran that little ISO play to the right. He showed good patience, looked, found the seam, and then just get the extra yards that he could. But he looked at that defense a long time before he decided to run that play.
Wide to the far side, Jarrett's. Wide to the near side, Haugo. In the backfield out of the shotgun formation, Gavin Quaid resets his running back off to the left side. Here's the snap. Looking, screen.
Wow, he got hammered.
And then Gavin Quaid is rolling himself off the turf after the pass was thrown incomplete.
Tried to run that quick post to Michael Hago that time, and their big guy Elijah Cespedes at 6. He's a big kid, and he hit him right when he threw it, and that ball just went right into the ground.
Third down, line to gain the 25-yard line. Currently the line of scrimmage, the 32. So once again, the Spuds facing a crucial situation here. Game tied at 14, deep into the second quarter. Snap is back with some pressure, but the pass up and over the top. He's got Haugo open, touchdown. Oh my, what a way to celebrate senior night at Jim Goda Stadium. It is Gavin Quaid. It is Michael Haugo. It is Moorhead, 20-14 with extra point try coming.
And I'll tell you what, Gavin Quaid just got a big hug from me because he stood in there. He knew he was going to get hit, and he really got hit when he threw that. That ball fluttered, but he had enough on it, and with that height of Michael, nicely done. And he really got hit, Larry, when he let go of the ball.
Just as Ellie Feeney was ready for the snap, the referee steps in. There was something on the turf that is being picked up. Somebody lost, I think, probably some equipment along the way. A teeth guard. Here's the snap back, and again, it's not a perfect play, but it is up and it is good as Ellie Feeney recovers and has gone 3 for 3 tonight. With this timeout, 3:59 remaining in the first half. It's Moorhead 21, Rogers 14. Feeney, and we'll try it again. This time it did not go the necessary 10 yards. And Rogers will get the football. Tonight's game, a presentation of Moorhead Area Public Schools, sending along congratulations to the Moorhead men's soccer team for a 1-0 win yesterday to advance into the section championship game for the third time in 3 years. So the Royals, well, we've seen what they can do on the strength of the running of Anthony Powell. Will not be surprised to see him carry the load. It is Powell to the far side, steps inside the block. When he made the cut to the outside of the field, he gave away some position on the play. The Spuds were there to bring the play down, and it's second down.
I'll tell you, it's a nice job by Rain Battle at time. He's playing outside linebacker on that side. They ran the outside zone toward him. He turned it inside. Then he was actually able to turn around and get dragged for a few yards, but he caught him from behind and stopped that
I
play.
think he's got a bright future. Just a sophomore, Rain Battle, getting early start to his career early on in this season. The ball is dropped. It's picked up and caught and brought down at the line of scrimmage. That was dangerously close to a turnover, but Reese Dawson able to recover.
Yeah, that time that one was an off-center snap. He reached his right hand out and actually knocked it to the side. Moorhead couldn't quite react quick enough to get to it, and then he just got back to that line of scrimmage where he was before, so it's still 3rd and about 4.
The Royals with 2:50, just under the 3-minute mark. Across midfield at the Spud 42. Here's the turn and the handoff, and first down gained, it appears, as they mark it right at the 40, and that's where the line of scrimmage.
Nope, he's short.
He's short. The line to gain was the 39-yard line. His knee touched down at the 40. And now we'll see what the Royals' magic man has.
Yep. Well, that time they lined up with 3 backs in the backfield, just ran smashed, 2 fullbacks basically in front of them, and they smashed it up there, but Moore did a good job of making them go for it on 4th down.
Well, the Moorhead front line is waiting, and the play is for the first down. Nothing open off tackle, but he slipped to the outside and just had enough room to move. And Paul, before being stopped by Jaden Griffin, picks up the first down.
And I tell you, he did a nice job of stepping that outside too, because they tried to run it inside, and Moore did a good job at the point of attack of closing that up, and then he bounced outside, and like he does, he runs so strong, he got extra yards.
To the 35-yard line, the Chains have moved ahead. Rogers would like nothing better than to control and this drive all the way down. There's a lift-up tackle and from WWE, slam to the turf, and it's 2nd down.
That was Rain Battle, and again, from that outside linebacker spot. That time they were in the inverted bone and tried to run ISO to the right side. Rain Battle came out, picked him up, just like you said, WWE, and slammed him to the ground for about a foot gain.
1.5 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. Spuds have taken the lead at 21-14. Here's the play.
Bad snap.
And the battle continues all the way up the field, and finally running out of room at the sideline. It is 1st and goal. He is just will not be denied.
And that was actually that was Calvin Ewell that time. Again, bobbled the snap. The ball went on the ground. He picked it up, handed it to him. He was playing left half, ran around, and somehow got up the sideline.
First time we've seen Kevin Isle run the ball.
Okay.
And so with that, it's 1st down, 2nd down situation. And at across midfield, or across the 10-yard line rather, they'll give it back to Powell. And Powell kind of keeps churning his way along to about the 5-yard line.
Again, just running smash mouth football. They've got 2 backs in front of them. Just like having 2 fullbacks instead of ISO, I call it smash, where one goes B gap, one goes C gap, and then he picks what poison he wants. And that time he found a little slot back to the A gap.
Clock is running. 50 seconds to go in the half. On the handoff, right side, Powell. He got pushed to the sideline. Gang tackled there. And this time he was stopped for no gain. Very few times.
And nice job again, Rain Battle coming off the edge, Larry, and caught him in the backfield for a loss, and he ran him out of bounds, and he had good leverage on him too. And Herlichka was there also.
And so with that play for Rogers, the clock stopped with the play going out of bounds. It's brought back to the 10-yard line. And from there, the Royals will step up to the line and bring it near side out of the pass formation. Here is Reese Dawson, set off on the near side. And the Spuds have become inspired. They just are making plays up and down the field, and guess who? Once again, it's Rain Battle. He reigns supreme.
Yeah, tried to throw it to the flat in the tight end, and
you were waiting for that.
He was
I know
a big kid, and he tried to jump over him, and he just got a hold of him, slammed him to the ground. Big 4th and 5 here, Larry.
They're not going to run it. They're going to let the clock run out and take this game into the locker room. We're at halftime.
Really?
But wait just a moment. With 2 seconds to go, they
Timeout.
take a timeout. And I mean, they're going to come up with a play, perhaps a field goal attempt at this point. Just a way of getting points.
Just a way of getting points, but you know what? I don't see him kicking the field goal. I see him going, no, we can do this. It's 4th and 5. Play action pass, letting him run the ball for 5, and it's at the 5-yard line, but they're going to do something. I don't know anything about their kicking game, so I shouldn't say they're not going to kick it. But
Anthony Powell has been the guiding force for the Royals as they've taken it up into a situation where they're, with 2 seconds to go, have the ball at the Spud 5-yard line. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at some of the Moorhead activities still going on, and mention that the soccer team with the win last night, 1-0. Volleyball team with a win last night against Cheyenne, 3-1. Congratulations there as the Spud girls volleyball team has completed regular season play, and they wait now the lineups. We'll talk more about that during our break. As they line up, it does appear to be a field goal attempt. We'll see what they have in mind as the snap is back and placed up, and the kick is on its way up, and it is good, and that takes us into the locker room. So 3 points is 3 points, and we rush off to the locker room at the half with the score at Jim Goda Stadium. Moorhead 21 and Rogers 17.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to CASASA members last year. Ben wanted to spread the news with the help of an airplane. Jen thought we should celebrate by giving everyone a cake. And Eric wanted to make it into a movie.
$2 million.
Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in CASASA rewards.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in Casasa rewards.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes. Offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to CASASA members last year. Ben wanted to spread the news with the help of an airplane. Jen thought we should celebrate by giving everyone a cake. And Eric wanted to make it into a movie.
$2 million.
Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in CASASA rewards.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to CASASA members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in CASASA rewards.
Welcome back to Jim Goda Stadium. We're winding things down before the start of the third quarter. The Spuds had the football to start the game, was on the verge of giving it up with a punt when the punter was run over. The Spuds got new life. They turned it into 6, they turned it into 7, and we're ahead 7-0 with one possession. But then Rogers put their game together on the strength of the running of Anthony Powell. And he had, on his own, tied the game up at 7 apiece. And we're watching a pretty good running back right there in Anthony Powell.
Yeah, he really is, and he runs with good power, and plus he's got good speed, and but he's patient, and also, and breaks a tackle, and there he is downfield. So they're going to have to come up with a way to contain him.
Spuds are mixing their plays up. They kind of lull you asleep with their run game or short pass game, and all of a sudden they go deep. 3 times have gone deep. One to Owen Thielges and twice to Michael Haugo, and the Spuds have a 21-17 advantage as we get ready for start here of the second half. Interesting to see what, if any, game plans have been changed in the locker room. I suspect that there's always an idea that you're going to tweak something a little bit just to see if it might work better. But I'm counting on you now to pick up on that.
Well, I'm pretty sure the defensive coach is saying, after that last stop where they made some nice tackles and stopped him for no gains and didn't let him have extra yards, they said we got to do that every time, and they got to figure out how they're going to flow to the ball and do that. And
particularly, I think the play of Rain Battle is what epitomized the strength of what the Spuds accomplished. down the stretch in that second quarter.
He kind of lifted that defense a little bit and inspired them a little bit. And he's only a sophomore. That's pretty neat to see a sophomore step up like that, Larry.
Gaining confidence, play by play, game by game, as we enter the second half here tonight. The Spuds with a 21-17 advantage will kick off left to right. Virtually no breeze. I mean, the flag is hanging absolutely dead down. And the temperature has been, this is about as an ideal a situation as we could have expected any time of year.
Yeah, especially after we've been for the last 2 days. This is wonderful. But are we really in Moorhead with no wind?
No, that's not right.
I think we're in different land.
Moorhead will tee it up. Spuds are getting ready for the kickoff. And the kicking all so far.
It's Amati this time.
Had been Ellie Feeney, but now a new kicker has come on.
Amati.
And Amati is ready. Here's the approach. And the kick is away. This one is driven to the 15-yard line. Brought out to the 20, 5, 30, sideline, 40, on his way. He's going to go all the way. There it is. That's how you tie things up. That's how you take the lead on one kickoff possession and a run of some 85 yards. And it is Powell. He not only does it out of the backfield, he does it on special teams, and he would not be denied up the sideline. And so, a quick start to the second half.
Wow, that's a way to start, I guess. And again, it was a pretty good kick. It was nice and high. Picked it up about the 15, get to the right hash, and then broke one tackle, and they had a nice lane set up for him, and he got good speed as well as size.
The gate has been switched. They line up. After lining up in another position, they come back and line up here for the point after try. Here's the approach. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And on the kickoff, Rogers regains the lead. Here in the third quarter, it's now the Royals 24, Moorhead 21.
Hi, this is Rob By.
1 minute here.
Natural talent, physical gifts, training advantages. To become a champion, none of that matters. True champions are the ones who are comfortable working harder, staying later, and finding that competitive edge. They are never satisfied simply doing a good job, because those who transform themselves from local talent into local folklore are the ones who continually perform beyond their limits. Bell Bank, proudly supporting champions everywhere.
And all of a sudden, it's 24-21. Here's the kick and the return. Nice sprinting movement and across the 30, up to about the 35-yard line. A flag has been thrown all the way back inside the 20-yard line. You saw what happened there. What did we see?
He was trying to time it, and when the guy got past me, blocked him in the back right in front of the official, and he did. He's pleading his case, but he's going to lose. He blocked him in the back, and that's going to negate good field position.
It was a nice return out to about the 30, which is certainly an acceptable field position for a drive to start. But now with the penalty marked off, it has been taken all the way back to the 10. A little bit more of an adverse situation now for the Spuds.
And that's too bad. He had him lined up, and he kind of misguided that gentleman's speed, and the kid got by him, and he just blocked him right in the back.
Out of the huddle, Gavin Quaid. He and Michael Haugo and Owen Thielges have teamed up for 3 touchdowns in the first half. And out of the ground game, here's some run. Nice run and a spin and a twist, and Carson went across the 25, across the 30, is down at the 32-yard line before being upended and dragged to the ground by Andrew DeVries. That's a first down run for Carson Wentz.
And that's a nice cut by him, too. He started up on the left with the way they run that wham play, and he read the block of the right guard, cut behind the right guard, started off on the left side, came across on the right side, And again, with his speed, if that safety hadn't gotten there, we might be watching an extra point.
At the 32-yard line, it's first down Moorhead. Gavin Quaid now sends Jared's in motion, back to pass, and he likes to throw deep tonight. Here's the play, and it is knocked away, incomplete. I tell you what, I've seen a lot of physical battle between receiver and defender here tonight. Makes me think, I wonder whatever happened. When do they throw the flag? Because there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yep.
But it's being say, okay, that's fine. If that's the way you're going to play it, that's the way we'll not call it.
And I think that's exactly what happened. They both were hand fighting instead of just running, and the ball was underthrown a little bit. And again, nice job of Michael Haugo with those long arms, knocking the ball away so that it didn't get intercepted.
So back to the line of scrimmage. And the Spuds face second down and 10. 3 receivers in a cluster far side. Carson Went joins him. He's got the screen pass set up. He's got the pass. He's got the run. He's got the sideline out of bounds near the 45-yard line. About a 15-yard gain on the pass completion to Carson Went, and the Chains move upfield.
And nice job. They sent him in motion, and that became that bubble, basically the bubble screen. And I tell you what, when he's got a head of steam going, he's tough to pick. And again, the free safety had to come all the way over from the middle of the field to make that tackle after a long gain. Nicely done. Nice play call.
At the 44-yard line, it's first down Moorhead. Has fallen behind 24-21 here to start the third quarter. This is their opening possession. Again on the run, and a nice run gain. 45 and 40. Dodging his way loose upfield, and a nice block left set upfield by Michael Haugo. And another block thrown back at the time point of release. And it's Carson Went on the catch and the run, and a first down at the 32-yard line.
And I'll tell you what a nice job by Carson. Again, they started out on the left side. He bent it all the way back to the right again. Got around the corner, and with his speed, he beat the linebackers around, and then that safety again had to come in. He jumped on his back, and he still carried him for a few.
Now from the 33-yard line, it's first down Moorhead. And there was either movement or there was encroachment. And the initial indication from a referee in the press box says that it was against the offense, and that's a 5-yard false start. And it will be first and 15.
Yeah, Austin Schultz is mad at himself. He was looking to light up that big guy, and he just jumped a little too soon, and he's still kind of shaking his head going, God dang it.
So with that play, it's first down and now 15. Wide left, wide near right side. Gavin Quaid studying the situation before stepping in and taking the snap. Again, it is to the run. This time it is dragged down from behind. Good pursuit along the line by Anthony Powell. Well, I tell you what, he's on both sides. He doesn't come off the field.
No, he doesn't. And that time they tried to run a little trap play, and Carson misread it. It's too bad. He ran outside, and he should have cut back inside the pulling guards. And he knows it too. He's doing one of these on his helmet. And a nice job by Paul coming up and making the tackle. That's speed versus speed right there.
Line the 40 to gain the 22. In motion, whistle. Just as they were getting the play run underway, the timeout may have been taken. So, well, here we go. Kevin Feeney is going to work.
No, timeout by the other team.
Rogers has taken a timeout. We'll see what they come up with 9.5 minutes to go. In the third quarter, it's Rogers 24, Moorhead 21.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
On the field with 2nd and 15 facing them, receiver left and to the right. Little head fake and then lean back to throw. Throwing deep up the sideline, and it is just overthrown. He was looking for Michael Haugo at the 20, at the 10, but it was underthrown and it falls incomplete and it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, excuse me, Ben Herliska ran out and up that time, and Gavin was trying to get it out to him, but he was backing up the way because he was getting chased, so he threw it off his back foot and fell short because he was getting pretty good pressure that time.
Oliver Judd has checked in. Dawson Jarrett's has checked in. Spuds face 3rd and 15. And you have to say, give credit to the Spuds for the most part tonight. Even though they face 3rd and long, it is deep in territory. And you know that they're going to, if they do not make it, like now, they're going to call a timeout, and we'll find out what's in the
draw
magic
one
book.
in the
There,
dirt.
Draw one in. 9:26 to go with a timeout here at Jim Goda Stadium. It is Rogers 24, Moorhead 21.
Pam is a small business owner. She is swamped. Pam knows she needs to advertise, but is overwhelmed by all the options. What if there was a way for Pam to have access to a team of media experts? What if this was at no extra cost and didn't require a contract? Meet Avenue Right. Save time, money, and get peace of mind that your advertising dollars are well spent.
Gavin Quaid sets up Michael Haugo in the slot far left side and looks at him first. Then up and over the top, he's got his man wide open. Michael Haugo cleared the path from midfield over to the sideline. The catch was right there, and it's 1st down, Moorhead.
That was pretty neat. They put him in motion, then he lined up in it. He ended up being the inside slot and ran, I call it a post corner route, started in and then corner bit on it, and he went out, and the timing of the throw was just perfect, Larry.
From just outside the 15-yard line, it's 1st down, Moorhead. Trailing 24-21 here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Gavin Quaid. Receiver left, receiver near right side, long count, adjustments made. With everybody set and ready, here's the snap back and the throw to the near sideline. It is caught, then it is swatted away.
Wow.
Another Michael Haugo look to. It was right there for him, but when he went for the ball, he got spun around on the contact. And with that play, it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, and tried to run a quick post to him that time. He adjusted his stance where he was outside and came inside. Ball, the timing's everything, but the corner did a nice job of breaking on the ball. And the Moorhead sideline's asking for a interference call, and that was just a nice bang play. The kid made a nice break on the ball.
Haugo comes to the near sideline and visits with Kevin Feeney and then heads into the huddle. A short visit there with the play being called. Haugo comes wide near side along with Jarrett's. Shotgun formation, snap back. Some pressure applied, and he will go down. Never had a chance.
Nope.
That broke down in a hurry. Big pursuit from Wyatt Bill,
Yep.
the 6'4", 300-pound defensive tackle, and it's 3rd down.
Yep, they got good pressure at time. Tried to run a little stutter and go with Michael Haugo, and it just took too long, and they couldn't hold him out that long. And I tell you what, when that kid gets a full head of steam, he's getting to the quarterback.
He will. There's no doubt about it, and that leaves the Spuds now with 3rd and about 24. To keep the drive going, the Spuds need to reach the 5-yard line. On 4-down territory for sure. Here goes Haugo in motion. He gets the pitch. He gets the turn to the sideline. Still on his feet before being upended and driven down. He managed to reach the 25-yard line. And from there, the Spuds will face a 4th down situation.
Yeah, put him in motion, just ran like a toss sweep to him. He couldn't quite get to the corner, made one move, and then he made one too many moves and got hit. And he probably could have got a few more yards, but with his speed, I understand what he's trying to do, but that's going to make a fourth and a whole bunch.
8:03 and clock running, third quarter. Spuds have taken the possession all the way down and resting it now at the 26-yard line. First down marker, the 6. With the adjustment in the backfield, back to pass and looking.
There he is.
Throwing up and over the top. He's got his man, but he lost his balance on the way, tripped and almost stumbled into the turf, and that gave the play long enough to be overshot, and the ball ends up incomplete.
And nice play call, nice read. He ran that post corner again and had that guy beat, and had him beat, and he just kind of stumbled at the end and couldn't get it, and the ball was thrown where it needed to be. He just lost his footing, gosh darn it.
And there it is. It'll be first down for the Royals. They take over from Moorhead at the 25-yard line after that fourth down pass play incomplete. Reese Dawson rolls near side. He's got the keeper. He's got some room. If he got the speed, no. He was cut from behind at about the 45-yard line. That's a 20-yard pickup for Reese Dawson, the quarterback. Max Stengen comes up with the stop then for Moorhead. And they had to come a long ways to catch up with quarterback Reese Dawson.
Yeah, had to come all the way from a safety spot, and that's the first time you've seen it. Basically a zone read keeper, so he faked it to the back and then came around side. Moorhead tackled the guy, but guess what? They didn't have it. He did.
46-yard line. First down, Rogers. Here for the play to the corner. And this time ankle tackle down. Anthony Powell was ready to turn the corner and head upfield. Still a good gain. Powell on a gain of 7. And it's second down.
Yeah, nice job by Oliver Judd running the alley that time again. Starting that out as an outside zone. He bounced outside, and Oliver did a good job. But once he made contact with him, he wrapped him up the way you're supposed to and got him down to the ground so he didn't get the extra yards that time.
Across midfield to the Moorhead 48-yard line. The Royals with a 3-point lead and the ball. Here's the turn.
Oh, my.
And a flea flicker. Up and over the top. He's got his man. He's got his man all the way into the end zone. Touchdown. Backpedaling his way from the 5-yard and in. And the Royals come up with a big strike to improve their advantage.
And there's a case where the running game's working for you. They ran it. He rode Powell into the line as far as he could, then pulled it back, stepped back, tight end on a little bit of delay, went right down in between the two safeties. The safeties that stepped up. Nice play call at the right time.
So the swinging gate in place once again for the Royals as they line up on the far hash mark. And before the snap is made, everybody swings over and lines up right in the middle of the field. Point after try coming for the Royals as the snap is back. The approach, the kick, it's good, and the Royals tack on 7. With 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of play, it's now Rogers 31, Moorhead 21.
We are The Breakdown. For almost 2 decades, we've published the most comprehensive yearbooks on Minnesota high school sports and run the best in-season and off-season events. We cover every corner of the state. We are The Breakdown.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Rogers kickoff is gathered in at the 13-yard line. Carson went.
Wow.
Just avoided being tackled, but not for long. It slowed him down, and eventually the finishing touches applied by Aiden Herman. And with that play, it is first on Spuds. But they gave away some yardage on that change of possessions. This drive begins at the 25. Their last drive began at the 10, and then unable to convert at the other end of the field. It gave the ball back to the Royals, who went behind the long pass play and ended up in the score and now lead it by 10 at 31-21. Spuds have their work cut out for them here in the third quarter. Now they're going to change and make an adjustment. 3 receivers from the near side all vacate that spot and head off wide far left. Quaid in the pocket and looking deep. Boy, he's going deep. Here's the
There we
play.
go.
This time the flag is thrown. This time the flag is thrown. Michael Haugo, 1-for-1 with Jackson. They got tangled up at about the 45-yard line. That brought the flag. It continued on where the pass ended up being incomplete.
And that, that's all he could do too. Michael went to a deep post that time, and with that big body, he had about half a step on him. Ball was thrown inside out inside where it needed to be thrown. He had no choice but to hit him, because otherwise Michael was going to get a big gain. So you give up 15 or you give up 45, and that was probably a smart play on that young man's part.
Ball has been brought back to the 40-yard line for the Spuds. 1st and 10. It's halfway through this third quarter. Spuds trailing by 10 as they send receiver wide left. Flanker Haugo now leaves, and the handoff comes right back up the middle, trying to follow the snowplow. And Herliska got swung around 2 or 3 different ways, 2 or 3 different times before being stopped. A short gain of 2, and it's 2nd down and 8.
Again, a good job by their linebacking core that time, and Palmer Willigal from his inside linebacker spot stepped up underneath and made the initial stop, and then the other 2 linebackers came back up and made a big play. And they've switched now. They've switched to a 3-man line, and they've got 5 defensive backs in, Larry.
I'm guessing that is to accommodate the fact that the Spuds are throwing deep.
Yep.
So they line up 3 down. And they drop back, and here's the blitz as it comes to the near side. Spuds on the run. Another nice hole opening up, closing in on the 1st down marker. Herliska on the carry. Herman on the stop. Not enough for the 1st down. They mark it at the 48. Still need 2.
Yep, ran power back to their right side that time, and again, Moorhead, perfect timing on the play. They brought an inside blitz with the linebacker, and Moorhead sealed that down, and he picked up big yards.
Needing to reach the midfield stripe for this drive to continue. They'll get it with a penalty. That's the 3rd time tonight.
Yep.
The big guy, Wyatt Bell, just couldn't contain his energy any longer, and he stepped right in.
And when he steps forward, he's not reversing that motion, and now they're taking him out, and they're going to talk to him about it. And that's a nice way to get a 1st down.
Chains will move on, and this drive continues for the Spuds as they mark it down now at the Rogers 47-yard line. Getting a 1st down by way of penalty. Jarrett's goes wide, far left side. A cluster of receivers on the near side, again showing blitz, but they stop and hold back as the play unfolds, and the run goes about the 42, maybe the 41-yard line before it's stopped and brought down. And Herliska on the carry.
And again, just a good line surge, Larry, and they're running that wham play to the right, and he's just following. When Javid Carlson goes in on that backer, he stays right with him, and they got a good push and picked up, 5, 6?
2nd down and 4 now for the Spuds as they have the ball at the Rogers 42-yard line. Trailing 31-21. This play underway at the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd. In motion, and the handoff goes to Haugo. He's got some room. He spins and twists his way to the sideline before stepping out of bounds. We will see him involved in all sorts of formations and all sorts of results. It comes their way, and it's 1st down, Moorhead.
Yep, and they got a good cat and mouse going with the defensive Rogers of what they're doing. That time they went jet sweep with Michael Haugo, and he got around the corner, and he's got such good speed, and he's big. He's hard to break down. They never did tackle him, and he was about a half a step away from breaking that one.
So they spotted at the 31-yard line, and the chains have been replaced upfield. Receiver left, receiver right, shotgun formation, penalty, movement along the line. And now the Spuds are found guilty with a line of scrimmage infraction. That 5-yard penalty will set up 1st and 15.
That's too bad. And they were going to. Looks like they were going to run that wham play back to left. Javid Carlson got a little. He'd have been okay if he'd have gone sideways, but he stepped forward and stopped and went, darn it, they're going to call that. And they did.
Jared's is in. Oliver is in. 1st and 15, Moorhead. Ball resting at the Rogers 37-yard line. With 3:37 to go in the third. Gavin Quaid takes the snap. Pitches out on the near side. Shirt tackle made. Carson went on the carrier. And Gordon comes up with the stop for Rogers, spotting it down at the 37. Virtually no gain.
Yeah, and nice job by Rogers on that. They put Carson in motion and threw, basically throwing that bubble screen to him out to the right. And Gearman was with him the whole way. And when the ball, when he caught it, he was right there to grab him, and he might have got nothing.
No, don't be surprised if we have a timeout taken here. The Spuds have used a lot of time just to figure out what play is coming up. And they have stepped to the sideline and will have further consultation for the next play. With 2:44 remaining in the third, it is Rogers 31, Moorhead 21.
Boss DXT snowplows are tough to beat. Featuring dual trip tech, flared wings, and optional D-force for improved scraping and backdragging performance. Choose from 3 different sizes in steel, stainless steel, and poly. The Boss DXT is built to restore order.
Your home for Boss snowplows is Bert's Truck Equipment on Highway 75 North in Moorhead.
Locked into live high school sports coverage here on WDAY Radio.
Out of the Spuds timeout, 2nd and 15, Moorhead. Haugo sets up in the slot, far left side, and looks upfield. Here's the snap back. Looking, and throwing up over the top and into the end zone. It goes incomplete. A one-handed jab at it by Haugo, and it was just off his hand, incomplete to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and double coverage besides, but you know what? Nice job by Gavin. He decided to go for it. Michael just ran a post from that inside slot, and they had the safety and the corner back there. And
it's a good thing he's a track guy, too, because he's getting a lot of sprints
he's
here
getting
tonight.
his sprints.
He's getting his workout.
And if he could have got his other hand up, he might have had a shot at it, but he couldn't get the other hand up because I think the guy had a hold of it, but they can't see that. But he threw the timing of the play was good.
3rd and 15, Moorhead at the Rogers 32-yard line. Formation strong, left side out of the shotgun. With some pressure on, he throws and threw it away. He just simply got rid of that one in a hurry. Felt the pressure coming, and he just simply did whatever he could to avoid the loss. And that does now bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they brought Andrew DeVries on an outside blitz from his outside linebacker spot that time, and they were trying to run a deep route and just did not have enough time. And nice job by Gavin just getting rid of the ball to save the down or save the yardage. I mean,
what we've seen so far from the Rogers defense is that they have bent but have not broken here in the second half. Third time that the Spuds have been this deep in territory, but with nothing on the board. This is a quick pooch. And they try to down, and it goes into the end zone. Looking for a backward bounce, but no, it skipped forward. And that little punch quick ends up into the end zone, and it's 1st down for the Royals. Now leading at 31-21. 2:26 remaining here in the third.
Couldn't quite get that neat little bounce he needed to go left or right that time, and ends up only being about a 10-yard gain, which is too bad.
So from the 20, the Royals now line things up. looking for the explosive Anthony Powell to be a factor here in the next few plays. And here he is. Comes into the line, and the Spuds are waiting for him, breaking the play down and stopping the play down at the 21-yard line. Very seldom has he been held to just 1 yard.
Moorhead's doing a nice job of getting a line surge, and that time they did, and he tried to cut it back. And one of the defense linemen, I can't see who's in right now, caught him by the belt and held him for just a 1 yard gain. Nice line surge by the Spuds, Larry.
2nd down and 9. Shotgun formation, Powell. To the near side, big hole. 30, 40, 50. 40, 30, he's on his way. Will he catch him? No.
Nope.
Into the end zone, touchdown. That is an 78-yard touchdown run. Let's make that an 80-yard touchdown run.
Yes, it was. It's from the 20-yard line, and nice job by them. They ran outside zone. Moorhead's been doing a pretty good job of collapsing that inside zone, and once he broke outside, it's a corner here and a corner on the other side, and he was in the secondary before they could even adjust to it.
We had a chance to see just how speedy he is.
He can run.
Carson Wentz couldn't catch him.
Nope, Carson couldn't catch him, and either could Oliver Judd. And Oliver's got good speed, but he was trying to get the angle on him, couldn't do it.
So the point after try for the Royals. It's back, it's on its way up, and it's on its way good. With 1:42 to go in the third, it's now Rogers 38. Rogers 38, Moorhead 21.
Before I became a real boy, life was easy. I just sat there doing sandwich stuff. But being alive is so hard. So if you don't want to get up to get a sandwich, you shouldn't have to.
Well, a kickoff return to start the second half for a score, and now an 80-yard run by Anthony Powell for a score. And the Royals have put up a 38 spot on the Spuds with 1:35 and clock running. It is 38-21 as the Spuds return again with decent field position, but it's all said and done at the 30-yard line.
I tell you, their kickoff special teams are pretty good, Larry. They've been holding them to about 10, 11 yards on the kickoff returns. And again, nice high, not exactly a deep kick, but they got down and when Carson made his move, Ryder Lythsek, who's from Rogers, did a nice job of getting the angle on him, stopping him right in his tracks at the 33.
Spuds twice in this third quarter have been inside and the 30-yard line, only to come away empty. They'll go right back to the air. Catch is made. Ben Herliska on the reception is tackled in midair after an 8-yard gain.
Nice one-on-one matchup that time too. They sent Michael Hago deep. Herliska was playing was the inside of the Twins and just ran a slant route. And again, the timing was real nice. Nice ball by Gavin to pick up 8-9 yards on the slant play. That ain't bad.
2nd down and a yard for the Spuds. Time running short here in the third quarter. Final minute of play. Here's receiver left and receiver right, and it's on the ground for the first down. Yes. Play continues on up the sideline. To the sideline, and from there Herliska's carry ends up to stop play near the 40-yard line. But it's a first down.
Yep, nice job by Ben. Again, running that wham play to the left where Javid Carlson came inside on the linebacker. He was patient, stayed with it, then busted it outside when he got the linebacker and picked up big yards. Nice run.
At the 45-yard line for the Spuds. A long visit at the near sideline with Michael Hago and Kevin Feeney. And now the play goes on. working it off the far left hash mark and moving in. Receiving formation strong left side. They'll keep it on the ground. It got stalled. It got stopped, but not completely. That great forward motion by the offensive line moves the ball to about the 43.
Yep, at the point of attack, they pushed it back a little bit, and he just kind of felt his way through there to get extra yards, and they had it stop the attack, and somehow he slid back outside to pick up extra yards, and I think that's the end of the third.
Moorhead does not need to run this play before time expires, and they'll watch the play run down. They've got their job head out. They've got a job for them to play the fourth quarter. As they meet at the sideline, our third quarter has come to a close here at Jim Goda Stadium. It's Rogers 38, Moorhead 21.
Are you ready?
He came over and he hit him way early, and that's the right call, and Moorhead just got a nice first down out of it.
Not without their breaks here tonight by way of penalty, by
Nope.
way of the style of play of the game. And the Spuds have taken advantage to a degree, but they have not been able to figure out a way to stop. They have not been able to figure out how to stop Anthony Powell.
No.
He has. I wonder what his numbers are tonight. He's got to be up around 200 yards, at least 200
Absolutely.
yards rushing.
Yes, sir, he is. Well,
Plus-
he's got 80 just on one play.
Exactly. Plus his special teams return.
Yep.
Plus his defensive play.
Yep.
So the Spuds realign as they head right to left here in the fourth quarter. Rolling, looking, throwing, end zone. It is there, it is up, and it is waiting to see. It is
Yep,
caught.
got it.
Touchdown. Michael Haugo with his third touchdown reception of the night. And again, he has to do the job of fighting off the defender to make room for the catch, and 6 are on the board.
Yep, and he did the right thing that time. He, instead of hand fighting, he ran to that spot. When the ball came down, he went up and got it. I wish he'd go up and get it a little higher because we couldn't see if he caught it, but he used that frame of his to shade off the defender. Nice job.
Here's the point after try by Ellie Feeney, and she is perfect on the night as that point after try is good. Just underway, fourth quarter. It's now Rogers 38, Moorhead 28.
Brady.
We asked the team how we should celebrate the $2 million given to Casasa members last year. Dana wanted us to hire a marching band. Amanda thought that we should drop 2 million balloons. And Kevin, well, Kevin always wants to use the money gun. Steve thought, well, what if we just said it?
Last year, First Community Credit Union gave $2 million in Casasa rewards.
Kelly Feeney for the kickoff. Everybody's expecting it to go short. It is. Flag is down. Not sure that it went the necessary 10 yards as they spot the flag right at midfield, and that's 10 yards from the kick. So, and Rogers has recovered the kick, so it would seem that the Royals will have the possession.
Yeah. Illegal touch by
illegal.
Moorhead.
Yeah.
So they're going to get a couple extra from this.
Let's see how this all turns out as they bring it to midfield. And regardless of where they end up with the penalty, it's going to be outstanding field position, especially when you consider you've got a kid that can run 80 and 90 yards in a heartbeat.
Well, it's too close. He can't.
There's not enough room for him.
Not enough room for him. It's only 47 yards.
We'll see what happens. It's a 10-point game. Rogers leading at 38-28. And the Royals come up to the line of scrimmage at the Moorhead 47-yard line. Man in motion. Come back on the counter play. There he is. He's wide open.
Wow.
He's wide open. And he's up the sideline, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. A 48-yard touchdown run, Anthony Powell.
With a Rogers touchdown.
Spuds had him figured out. They knew where he was headed. He just couldn't catch him. 6 on the board for the Rogers Royals as they make quick work of their next possession.
Yeah, ran outside zone that time, and their big tight end, Larry Andrew, I'm not sure how to say it, Particchia, at 6'4" and 245, got downfield and knocked 2 people off, which gave him that extra zoom, and then he, again, showed great speed, didn't he?
So the point after try coming after the swinging gate has been put in place. The Spuds put an offensive scheme together and score. The Royals simply give the ball to Anthony Powell and score. And with the point after try up and good, just underway fourth quarter, it's Rogers 44, Moorhead 28.
Wow.
A1 Automotive is your friendly neighborhood automotive service center right here in Moorhead. We are thrilled.
Well, the Spuds will get an opportunity now, but have fallen behind 45-28. And here's the return. Carson Went tried to get to the edge and just could not. The whole flow of the play was to the far sideline. There was no place to go, no room to run. It's first down after the stop at the 20-yard line. This is the deepest defensive position offensive position, rather, that the Spuds have been involved in here in the second half.
Yep,
they're usually up around the 30.
Yep, they had one in the first half where they started from the 10, but this one is, and again, they just got good special teams, good high kicks. People get down, they break blocks, and do a nice job on special teams.
So a late arrival into the lineup for the Spuds as Gavin Quaid sets shotgun formation and waiting. Receiver, one left, 2 to the far right side. Play on the ground, picking his way along up across the 25, maybe the 26-yard line, 5-yard pickup there. Line to gain the 30, and they spot it down at the 25.
Again, just running that little inside run that they like to run, and Herliska picking his way through and finding spots. But tell you what, at 5 yards a pop down 45-28, they got to get a little bit more than that to catch up.
Halgo comes wide near left side out of the huddle. Shotgun formation for Gavin Quaid. He has thrown a lot of long air balls so far tonight. Back to pass and looking. He's going deep again. Up the sideline, and it's picked off. At the 45-yard line, interception. at the 25, still on his feet and running and getting away. Then took a hit from behind. Interception for Tyler Doobie. And it is a first down Rogers.
I tell you, that was a nice play by Doobie. He did a nice job of sitting in the hip pocket. The Moorhead receiver that time was Owen Theo, just ran a post, and he just came up underneath him. He just thought he was open, and nice job of coming off his hip pocket and making that pick.
All the way down to the 8-yard line, where it is first down for the Royals. They have been scoring on every possession here in the second half. Here's the turn and the handoff left side. Spuds try to catch up to it, and he simply is not there. He's a phantom. Managed to finally get caught at the 1-yard line where the drive will continue.
And that's too bad. Again, just ran the inside zone that time, and one of the Moorhead defenders had gotten off his block, and all he ended up was grasping air on that one, and he just kind of slides by people, and next thing you know, he's on the 2-yard line.
Anthony Powell has been a busy boy here tonight against the Spuds on both sides of the line of scrimmage and also on special teams. And he gets the call and rams it in for the score. Doesn't take long on a short field, and the Royals have come up with a plus 50 on the scoreboard here with the point after try yet to come.
Wow. And it's happened in a hurry, hasn't it?
It has. The
it
second
really
half
has.
is absolutely one play and score.
Yep.
Swinging gate for the offensive point after try. See how they line things up. The Spuds know this is happening. They're lining up with proper coverage. And now the gate will swing over to a normal looking possession. As we wait for the snap, it is bobbled, but he managed to reach it up and put it on. This one did not go through. It was low and wide to the left. And so with that, the kick is no good. 9:59 remaining, fourth quarter. It's Rogers 51, Moorhead 28.
Hi, this is Rob By from Fargo, Linoleum.
1 minute
Back
here,
in
1 minute.
1926, when we
So the Spuds on the return up the sideline and still on his feet. Carson Wendt finally ran into a player as he avoided another. Brings it across midfield all the way to the 43-yard line. One of the more explosive offensive plays the Spuds have enjoyed tonight.
Yeah, that time not a deep kick, and it bounced in front of him. Instead of trying to get to the wall, he just went straight ahead and found what he could. He got a couple of blocks, and with his speed, that was kind of fun to watch.
37 yards on the return by Carson Wendt. 9:48 to go. 51-28. Rogers with the lead. Moorhead with the ball. College football season continues again this coming Saturday afternoon from Jake Christensen Stadium on the campus of Concordia College. The Cobbers getting ready to take on the unbeaten Carleton Knights. 6-0 coming in against the Cobbers on Saturday. 1 o'clock kickoff. Spuds on the ground, spinning, twisting. Herlishka still on his feet. Still on his feet inside the 25-yard line. A big run by Ben Herlishka. He's not ready to call it a night.
No, he's not. And again, just running that inside wham to the left, and he got one block, broke a couple tackles, and then how about that? A spin move to get extra. That was nice.
So out of the formation now, deep in Rogers territory. Quaid Hands it off, and the Spuds could get one here. It has been Herliska in for the touchdown. A 25-yard touchdown run, and the Spuds make quick work of their possession.
You know what? They kind of caught Rogers off guard on that play, Larry. They went up to the line of scrimmage, and usually they're waiting for Moorhead to decide what they're going to do. And they went on a quick count, and he made one stop, one cut, and he was in the secondary for that touchdown.
Ellie Feeney has been good so far. Here's the snap and the approach, and the kick is good. With that score, 9:21 to go. In the fourth quarter, it's now Rogers 51, Moorhead 35.
Are you ready for your next home? Are life's adventures making you think of a home that better fits your
And again, it was Anthony Powell.
Yeah.
He just does it all.
Yeah, and that was a nice kick. They had 9 people up waiting for that onside kick, and she kicked that. I call it the no man's zone, and she has a way of somehow, Larry, when that ball hits, it bounces funny, and the guy tried to catch it in the air, and it squibbed right through, and that was close.
9:18 to go. It's a 16-point game. That's a full 2-possession game. As the Royals come out of their own end of the field with a first down at the 25, and it is Powell. This time he is gang tackled and may have had the ball stripped away. Let's see what they call it. Let's see what they call it. It's first down, Moorhead. Someone reached in, jostled the ball loose. Someone reached in and took the ball away, and it's first down, Moorhead.
Yep, that time Landon McDougall, he's playing defensive line. They stood him up. He came up and took the ball away and gained a few yards. And unfortunately, Rogers has a player down. But Moorhead's got a big break here. They score. They got to go for 2. There's a small glimmer of hope here.
Playoffs begin 1 week from last night. It's a Tuesday night opening round for Section 8 and Minnesota football. But there are teams, like in the Section 8, there are only 6 teams. So the top 2 teams, we know that Sauk Rapids will be one of them. We do not know who the second team would be, and everybody else then has to play that quarterfinal round. And so Moorhead does have the possibility of being in that opening quarterfinal round on next week, or by a set of circumstances and looking at the way things are figured, they could just as soon be in the semifinals without having played the quarterfinal game. So we won't know any of that until quite a bit later.
It's confusing. That was Powell that was down, Larry.
Anthony Powell has been helped up. Now, he was on the ball carry and was roughed up a bit on the way down. And it turns into a turnover, and the Spuds now in the working order at the 20-yard line. To the near side, can't get away, and Herliska. He should have been down about 5 yards ago. And he manages to carry his way along to just outside the 15-yard line where it's second down.
Yeah, he tried to bounce that inside wham play to the outside and get tackled, but in the backfield almost. But he's just running possess. He's running hard. Says, I'm not going down. He ended up getting 4 yards on that.
Jareds goes wide out, far side. Haugo wide out near left side. Herliska lines up in the slot. Herliska's in the backfield, and he follows his blockers. And then he got lifted up and driven back. There's some great physical play here tonight, showing dominance at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Thomas Dickerson's playing defensive line for them, and he was on the ground, got up when Ben tried to run that out, grabbed him from behind and pulled him back, and looked like a sumo wrestler that time and brought him down.
Ball has been spotted at the 13-yard line. It's third down for the Spuds from there, as they are trying to take advantage of a fumble recovery. Two receivers wide out, far right side, short side of the field. Single receiver on the near left side. Man in motion, they'll reset. That's Haugo that resets to the near side. Rogers has made their defensive adjustment as Quaid goes to pass up and over the top. He's going for the end zone. It is there. It is caught. It is caught. Touchdown.
Haugo.
And again, it is Michael Haugo who hauls it in as he fended off the defensive players for the score.
And then again, nice throw and nice route. They moved him into the inside slot, so he was matched up against the safety at the time. He just ran a corner route, and the timing of the throw was perfect and came right down over his shoulder for a nice throw and a nice catch. And I tell you what, didn't take a lot of time to score here. That's real important.
It's been brought back to a 10-point game. 51-41 with point after try coming, waiting for a blocker. And rolling in from the sideline to take his spot is Christian Larson.
Well, Moorhead needs to go.
So they've got 11 players on the field now for this point after try.
They also need to go for two here to make it
a winnable game.
Well, a tieable game.
Shotgun formation and going for two. Looking to the end zone. A rifle pass is there, and it is away, and it is incomplete. But the Spuds have scored and are back in business with 7:37 to go here in the fourth quarter. It is Rogers 51, Moorhead 41.
Revive Professional Massage Therapy Clinic. Locally owned and operated. Open 7 days a week, day, evening, and same-day appointments available. Couples massages also available. 20 highly trained professional licensed massage therapists on staff. Now with 2 locations, South Fargo and Detroit Lakes, offering online booking and online gift certificates. www.reviveprofessionalmassage.com.
Here's a short kick. Another short onside attempt just across midfield. We'll see what happens as they unpile, but it appears that Rogers has been able to claim possession, and their offense does come rolling on. Well, she has a specialty. There's no doubt about it. Ellie Feeney just knows how to put the right spin on it to get the necessary yardage. And there's always been an adventure as to who might come up with that onside attempt.
Yeah, and that was an adventure, and Tyler Doobie finally jumped on it. It bounced off of one person and was on the ground. One of the Spuds came up, and Doobie beat him to it.
So now the Royals' job at hand is to maintain control. Handing it off to the far left side, and Calvin Isle works his way. He could go. Calvin Isle is still on his feet. Calvin Isle is pushed to the out-of-bounds marker at the 1-yard line. So whether it's Anthony Powell or Calvin Isle, it's a lot of yards.
Yep, and Moorhead kind of got caught that time where they were tackling the ball. They had him almost at the line of scrimmage. Instead of making the tackle, because there's still plenty of time left and getting the stop, they were grabbing at the ball, and he broke the tackle. And by then, everybody was bunched up, and he just took off. And he showed nice knowing where the end zone was too.
To the 1-yard line. So the Royals, a moment ago, led by a bunch. Now they lead by 10, but threatening. And the flag goes high. False start is the call, and the Royals now will bring it from the 6-yard line.
Yeah, they were going to do that little half motion they do with a running back, and they had 2 of them doing it at the same time, and the referee goes, "You can't do that."
So throw the flag and mark it off. The time becoming more of a factor for sure, with 7:23 now showing. The Spuds have crawled back within 10. The Royals, however, on one play, take it all the way down to the 1 yard line where they are now. Man in motion stops. Here's the turn and the handoff aisle. And he is caught and wrapped up and brought down at the 5 yard line. Herlishka comes up with the stop.
Yeah, tried to run a little inside wham play of their own that time, and Herlishka from his linebacker spot, Larry, he did a nice job. He just, when the guard backed down, he just came through, caught him from behind, and hung on for dear life.
So they'll try it again from just inside the 5 on 2nd down. Receiver wide left, here's the handoff on the near side and looking for room, this time untouched into the end zone. Great blocking scheme up to the near side and into the end zone from 5 yards out. And again, a quick answer, this by the Royals to regain the 3-score lead.
Yep, had a short field that time, and one long run does it for him. Moore did a pretty good job until they ran that outside zone again. And if you get to the linebackers, it's all over, and there's a gap there, and that's what happened on that one.
As they line up for the point after, the swinging gate has come over to the midway part of the field. And waiting for the snap back, it's there. The approach, the kick is up, the kick is good. And the Royals strike quickly once again with 6:41 remaining here in the 4th quarter. It's now Rogers 58, Moorhead 41. Here's the Royals kickoff as they have regained a 3-score advantage at 58-41. There's a lot of points on the board here tonight. And so with that, here's the return, but then a nice open field tackle by the Royals as they came crashing in, bringing the Spuds down at the 22-yard line.
You know, that's such a high kick that by the time he gets the ball, it's not necessarily a deep kick, just high, and there's no lane for him, so they're not able to set up a wall. And so he's just trying to figure out where he can get. And that young man that time was Tanner Carlson, made a nice open field tackle on him and wrapped up his feet pretty good for about a 5-6 yard gain only.
Once in a while you get involved in a game like this that just unfolds itself in front of you and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Just hang on for the ride.
Hang on. Here we go. Shotgun formation, Moorhead. Evan Quaid leans and throws to the near side. His man is there. Catch is made. Dawson Jarrett's making this catch and then is run out of bounds near. Now that's another factor that will play into the play calling from Moorhead from now on, is getting to the sideline in order to stop play.
Yeah, they've only got 2 timeouts left, and they got to not use up a lot of clock and try to score.
Facing 2nd down and about 4. 2 to the right, 1 on the near left. Shotgun formation, handoff is made, and Herlishka works his way across the 32, maybe the 33. Very close to the first down. DeVries coming up with the stop. And the chains move ahead, and it's a first down.
Yeah, it's basically just they're not running a wham anymore. They just run inside zone play, just kind of like what Rogers is doing, and Herlishka's just trying to find where he can. He got the first down, stop the clock.
Spuds moving it right to left here in the 4th quarter, but trailing. Long count, and here's the snap back and a quick look upfield to the near side. And the catch, did he make the catch while in bounds? That's the thing. Jared's is there for the reception and the step out of bounds at the 42-yard line. That's a 9-yard gain, and Doobie comes up with the tackle for the Royals.
Larry, that was a great catch. He ran it out, and the ball was thrown almost out of bounds somehow. He reached out, grabbed the ball, kept his feet in bounds. That was a nice catch.
Wide receivers, 2 to the far right side for the Spuds as they have a short yardage situation here at their own 43-yard line. It is Herliska. He went to the outside and had to come back inside. He was going to lose yardage one way or the other. He just lost less yardage by the cutback at the 42. Virtually no gain, and it's 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and a little bit of a gamble on Rogers' part. They actually brought that outside linebacker on that side, and that's what forced him to cut it back inside because he couldn't bounce out because the outside linebacker blitzed that time.
Again, a pass formation for the Spuds as Gavin Quaid takes a look left, takes a look right, settles in, takes the snap, and that's a handoff.
Wow.
And once again, it looked to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. They're actually behind the line of scrimmage, but Herliska running strong picks up a first down at the 45 on a gain of 3.
Yep, they needed 3, and they got about 3.2, and again, just straight ahead, blocking what they can, and he just running strong, and he won't be denied. He's been fun to watch tonight.
Clock now closing in on the 5-minute mark, a little over 5:13 now showing. Rogers with the advantage, 58-41. It's been that kind of a second half especially.
All touchdowns.
Here's the snap back and rolling. Quaid being chased. He wants to throw. He got the edge and then stepped out of bounds. Picked up about 4, maybe 5 yards, closing in on the 49-yard line. And from that point on, it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, ran a boot route that time, kind of faked one. Herliska tried to roll out, and they had somebody get loose on that side and chased him out of there. And that's that Andrew Partekia, tight end's also playing defensive end, and he chased him out of there, and he just got positive yards, but one thing he got out of bounds.
Carson Wendt has checked into the huddle for this play. Moorhead looking at a 2nd and 8. Must cross over midfield. They must get to the 45-yard line for the drive to continue. Here's the handoff, and it is Carson Wendt. But the run defense there for the Royals is there for the stop. And one of the Moorhead players, Michael Haugo, was shaken on the play. I think he's going to be okay. He got up on his own steam and is wobbling to the near sideline, but he'll get attended to on the near sideline and resume play shortly.
He's just going to walk it off. He'll be all right.
47-yard line, 3rd down, Moorhead. Waiting for the play to come in as they have a long visit on the near side with Javid Carlson. He hustles into the huddle now with the play call. 4:25 to go. It's a 3-score game at 58-41. Back to pass. Looking near side. Rushes on. Pass is thrown.
Oh, boy.
And that one is picked off. He was in a hurry to get rid of it to avoid the sack, and he threw it upfield and up for grabs, and it's intercepted. 2nd interception of the night for the Royals as Herman comes up with the pick, and it's 1st down, Rogers.
Yeah, and they brought the blitz on the outside that time, and unfortunately, even though they were trying to roll out the left, they had to roll out farther than he wanted to, and he just kind of threw it up for grabs because he was going to get sacked off that blitz, and unfortunately threw the interception for it.
So with that, it comes back to the 34-yard line for the Royals, and they'll look upfield with 4:11 to go and leading by 17. And we will return after this timeout called for by Moorhead. We're in the 4th quarter. It's Rogers 58, Moorhead 41.
Hi, this is Rob By from Fargo,
1 minute here. So with the clock starting at 4:11, the Royals with Reese Dawson still in control, handing it off on the near side. And again up across the 40, Howell rather.
Yep.
Powell is back in and running. He missed a couple of plays here in the last series. Didn't matter. Calvin Isle obliged. And they were able to score. And on the ensuing plays now, the Spuds have given it back to the Royals. And it's first down after the interception now at the 46-yard line.
And again, Moorhead has 11 new defenders in, Larry, so we get to see a whole bunch of new people, and this will be good for them.
I know they would rather be on the field in a little bit different situation,
Yep.
but it is a varsity night. It is the last game of the regular season. And the Royals, let's see.
They're going to bring in a whole new offense.
Oh.
They're going to call timeout.
The entire team for Rogers has made their way from here to the other side in a group. It wasn't one at a time. It wasn't anything flashy. It was just rather poignant, I believe, that they took them all at the same time and that they will replace them as one.
Yep. And Moorhead's done the same thing. They brought in a whole new defense. And
pretty well deciding that the outcome has been decided.
Yep.
It's just a matter of the score.
Yep. And it's
Concordia football begins. A big contest on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock when they take on the Carleton Knights. 6-0 Knights against the Cobbers, coming in with 3-4 on their record. And 1 o'clock kickoff from Jake Christensen Stadium. Hope that you can join us right here on 970 WDAY, 93.1 FM.
Larry, when's the last time you said that Carleton was 6-0?
I don't remember that I ever have.
Yeah, isn't that something? Good.
They have simply been, they have put a strong program together in a relatively short amount of time. New quarterback in the lineup for the Royals, Landon Holterman. He's a sophomore. And he'll be handling it off the rest of the way. They get the ball across midfield to the 49.
Yep, ran inside zone to the left that time. And Moorhead had a pretty good line surge at him. And Braden Downs had a shot at him in the backfield. And as he went to grab him, he just stopped his feet and the kid got by him.
It isn't often that you see a complete lineup change for both teams at the same time.
Yep.
But that's what we have witnessed here tonight. Moorhead has a whole new look defensively. The Royals have a whole new look with their offense, and play is across midfield in Spuds territory. Wide receivers to the far left side. Here's the turn, the handoff.
There he got him.
And the play is stopped. The defense was there for the big hit, and the stop was made. Landon Holterman running the show now for the Royals, facing a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and that time he got a Malaki Kuwak for the Spuds at 6'4" and 310 pounds. Just made his first tackle for Lawson. He's a big young man.
He's going to remember that one, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and he was getting slapped on the back pretty good for that one.
So long huddle, and it's 3rd down. Let's make it 3rd and 5. Clock underway with 1:50 showing as we finish up this portion of the 2022 football season.
Good job.
Orliska on the carry, or on the stop rather. And the play comes down right at the 47-yard line. And it's 4th down. Herliska was not on the field of play at that point. Trying to catch up on all of those who might be.
There's a lot of new people in there, and that was Caden Brown that time from his linebacker spot. And that's neat to see him in there.
1:13 and counting down from here. A wild, wild affair here tonight at Jim Goda Stadium. Man going in motion. Here's the handoff.
Good job.
Keaton Weiss is there, and he is driven back and stopped back. Back up the 48-yard line, Weiss. And that was a 4th down play, and the Spuds make the stop there to get the ball back.
Nice job.
And now a new set of offensive players.
Yep. Nice job by Brighton Jones that time, Larry. He did a nice job of coming off the edge. They tried to run the jet sweep. He made a good tackle, grabbed him around the waist, and slung him down for loss of downs, and that's pretty neat.
Jaden Griffin has been the backup quarterback for Moorhead throughout the year. Because of his ability to stay healthy and stay in playing condition, Gavin Quaid hasn't allowed anybody else to play it for very often.
Yeah.
So now from the shotgun, 2 more plays. Here's Griffin on the handoff. And the defenses that Moorhead played is showing up big. Here now the defense for Rogers shows up big against this new team.
Yep. Tried to run outside zone that time, and somebody forgot to block the defensive tackle, and he got back in on Moorhead's running back pretty good.
Virtually the same amount of time for game clock, play clock. I think you don't need to run this play, and so they'll call this one game. And the Rogers Royals come into the Jim Goda Stadium tonight and put up a big number as they defeat the Moorhead Spuds, and both teams now get ready for playoffs starting 1 week from last night. Hope that you can stay with us for continuing coverage of Spud Sports. We're going to leave you now as we remind you our final score tonight from Jim Goda Stadium. Rogers 58, Moorhead